wanting to be with someone is one thing, but it's when two people desperately want to be together. Like, that companionship means everything to the both of them. Like, that's real love. That's a relationship worth fighting for.
Love begins with a discovery of harmony in some very specific and beautiful areas. But to continue with this expectation is to doom love to a slow death. The error we're always tempted to make is to see defects as special to our own partner. We get to know the irritating and disappointing sides of one particular person and then draw the conclusion that we've been especially unlucky. We've become involved with someone who seemed lovely on the surface, but then in time revealed themselves strangely disturbed and defective. What a curse! What a problem to correct! We therefore start looking around for a new partner with whom we can finally have what we always knew was promised to us, a problem-free relationship. Our romantic impulses are continuously and dangerously being renewed, and we blame everything but our hopes. And yet, the reasons why other people in love are disappointing are universal. The problems may take on a local character, but everyone would have them in the broad to a significant extent. We don't need to know the specific eccentricities we would find in a prospective partner, but we can be sure that there will be some, and that they will at points prove pretty serious. The only people we can think of as normal are those we don't yet know very well.
When two people are in love, but they don't go out of their way to show it, it's called skinny love. Looking at everything like action, reaction, cause and effect, and me doing this, me putting down how much I care about you, how much you mean to me in this type of way. It could just be like, skinny love's unrequited. There's nothing given back in return. It's hardly mutual. I have no reason to believe that you didn't want us to work just as much as I did. The problem with it is you could go forever loving someone this way and never know if they have feelings for you too. People want what they can't have, and it's like I'm forfeiting in all the game. Because I'm just giving myself to you and saying, like, I don't want to play anymore. Maybe that's why it lasts. Maybe it lasts because if you got what you wanted, if you got those feelings back in return, maybe you wouldn't want it anymore.
Ostensibly, we all want love, but oddly, one of the hardest things to do is not hold it against people when they do actually turn around and reciprocate our feelings. It can be immensely hard not to think that those who offer us love are in some ways weak, mistaken, needy, craven, or just defective. It can feel a lot easier when love was unrequited, when our primary preoccupation was a thrilling dread that the admired person hadn't even noticed us. But now there's finally no doubt anymore. It's really clear they do like us, and something troubling has arisen. We're feeling a bit sick. We're tempted to say we got them wrong. They can't be the admirable people we thought they were. But the issue isn't really to do with them at all. It lies somewhere else entirely, in our relationship with ourselves. Their affection seems suspicious, incomprehensible, and a touch repulsive, because at some level this isn't what we're used to. It doesn't tally with our view of ourselves. Love can be hard to receive when we're not fundamentally convinced of our own lovability. We spend our time seeking out those who can make us suffer in ways that feel familiar, and it becomes natural to assume that a kind lover has missed something, and perhaps then to try to behave in disgusting ways just to make sure they understand we're really not who they thought we were, and that they will therefore leave us in painful but somehow psychologically gratifying ways. In short, how could anyone be so great if they have the bad taste to think well of someone like us? But we have to allow ourselves to entertain another option. Perhaps this affection we're receiving is not a sign that our kind lover is weak or wrong or has no other options. perhaps it's a sign that they've seen something in us, which, poignantly and tragically, we don't yet quite see in ourselves and have never been allowed to believe in by figures in our past, that we are deserving of love. There is hope in all this, hope that we can come to trust our lovers more than we trust our own first, nervous, self-destructive impulses. We can interpret their love not as a sign of their delusion or weakness, but as evidence of an inherent lovability in ourselves, to which our past histories have blinded us, yet to which their love and tenderness can now awaken us. We don't invariably have to hold it against others when they see some point in us.
We wanted the perfect relationship. You know, maybe that's what we have now. It's more than most people have.